കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം നടന്ന റിപ്പോർട്ടർ ടി വിയുടെ മീറ്റ് ദ എഡിറ്റേഴ്സ് പരിപാടിക്ക് ഒരു പ്രത്യേകതയുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഈ പരിപാടിയിൽ പ്രത്യേക അതിഥിയായി പങ്കെടുത്തത് ഇടതുപക്ഷ വിദ്യാർത്ഥി പ്രസ്ഥാനമായ SFIയുടെ പശ്ചിമ ബംഗാളിലെ തീപ്പൊരി നേതാവ് ഐഷി ഘോഷ് ആയിരുന്നു. ആ പരിപാടിയിൽ അരുൺകുമാർ ചോദിച്ച ചോദ്യങ്ങൾക്ക് ഐഷിയുടെ മറുപടികൾ യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ BJP ഭരണകൂടത്തിനോടുള്ള മറുപടിയായിരുന്നു. ഒരു രാജ്യത്തെ മുഴുവൻ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളുടെയും ചോദ്യങ്ങൾക്ക് മുന്നിൽ ഉത്തരം മുട്ടി നിൽക്കുന്ന ഭരണകൂടം. ശബ്ദിക്കുന്നവരെയും സമരം ചെയ്യുന്നവരെയും പഴയ കേസുകൾ കുത്തിപ്പൊക്കി അറസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് നിശബ്ദരാക്കാമെന്ന് കരുതിയെങ്കിൽ അവർക്ക് തെറ്റി. AKG ഭവനിൽ അതിക്രമിച്ച് കയറിയ വിദ്യാർത്ഥി നേതാവിനെ അറസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിച്ച ദില്ലി പോലീസിനും അതിനെ ന്യായീകരിക്കുന്ന BJP നേതൃത്വത്തിനും നേരെ വിരൽ ചൂണ്ടി ഐഷി ഘോഷ് ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ വ്യക്തമായി പറയുകയാണ്. പോലീസിന് മാപ്പെഴുതി കൊടുത്ത് ഒളിച്ചോടുന്ന RSSന്റെ പാരമ്പര്യം ഞങ്ങൾക്കില്ല എന്ന് തുറന്നടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് സംഘപരിവാർ രാഷ്ട്രീയത്തിൻ്റെ പൊള്ളത്തരങ്ങളും അവരുടെ ഇരട്ടത്താപ്പും ഈ അഭിമുഖത്തിൽ അവർ പൊളിച്ചെടുക്കുകയാണ്. കഴിഞ്ഞ 12 വർഷമായി ഈ രാജ്യത്ത് നടക്കുന്നത് അപ്രഖ്യാപിത അടിയന്തരാവസ്ഥയാണ്. ഇതൊക്കെ സാധാരണ കാര്യമാണെന്ന് BJP പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇതൊരു പ്രഖ്യാപിത അടിയന്തരാവസ്ഥയാണെന്ന് അവർ പരസ്യമായി സമ്മതിക്കണം. കേവലം ഭരണകൂട ഭീകരതയെ മാത്രമല്ല, RSS നേതാക്കളുടെ സ്ത്രീ വിരുദ്ധ മനോഭാവങ്ങളെയും ഒരു ഭയവുമില്ലാതെ അവർ വിചാരണ ചെയ്യുന്നു. TG മോഹൻദാസിൻ്റെ ബലാത്സംഗ ആസ്വാദന പ്രമേയത്തിന് കൃത്യമായ മറുപടിയും ഐഷി നൽകിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇത്തരം നോട്ടീസുകളും കേസുകളും കാണിച്ച് ഞങ്ങളെ തടയാമെന്നാരും മോഹിക്കേണ്ട. ഈ തലമുറ ഇതൊക്കെ ഒരുപാട് കണ്ടതാണ്. വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളുടെയും കർഷകരുടെയും യഥാർത്ഥ പോരാട്ട വീര്യം എന്താണെന്ന് ഭരണകൂടത്തിന് കാണിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുന്ന ഐഷി ഘോഷിൻ്റെ ഈ കിടിലൻ അഭിമുഖം മലയാളം സബ് ടൈറ്റിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് കാണാം.
Dear Aishi Ghosh, very good evening and thanks for joining us. I think you are quite relaxed now.
I was relaxed only. We are here to have a struggle.
Yes.
And we are head on with the struggle.
Okay, I'm Arun and we have editors with us in this Meet the Editors program, and we are calling from Meet the Editors program, and it's a live program and all Kerala people and Malayali people are watching the show. Since you got a lot of support from Kerala and Malayali people and SFI people, and our John Britas MP actually defended you when the police barged into AKG Bhavan. And let me ask you one thing, whether you were there in the AKG Bhavan when the police people came?
Yeah, initially, but before I start, first of all, thanks to the people of Kerala. I think so when I got my phone today, I received immense support messages, and thanks to my dear comrades who are fighting there. This battle is all of ours and we are here to win. So I was there in AKG Bhavan when the police barged into the office headquarters and asked that I have to go along with them and I have to be arrested according to the orders. So I was there at AKG.
Okay, Aishi, did you have any clue that the police force is coming in search of you?
No, there was no hint. It was an usual afternoon. I was there for some personal meetings, and I had a brief TV interview, which was not a live program, a recorded one, just that, and I was there to meet some people, so I was doing my usual work and meetings. So there was no clue that the police would be coming in.
The police personnel came with a warrant that was almost issued 5 years before. That means you were booked under a case, a non-bailable warrant against you in a case that happened in 2021 when you protested before the Bangla House. Then how did you see that the act of police, whether it is an act of vendetta or act of revenge against you and other comrades for extending support to CJP?
The point first of all is this case is 2021 case, and this case has been going for a long time. I'll not go into the details of the proceedings of the court because we also have a hearing tomorrow in the morning. But the thing is that suddenly out of nowhere, when I was already cooperating with the police and the court, I was putting applications to my legal team. Suddenly the police coming in, barging into the CPM headquarters to find me there, arrest me there, putting orders to arrest me there was very surprising, very bizarre. Because it's not that we didn't know about this case. This case has been going on for the last 5 years and we have been cooperating with all procedure, and not that we have been absconding from cases from the Patiala House Court, which is located in Delhi. I have at least some 15 FIRs, 15 cases going on in the same High Court. And we have been going to the courts regularly for our hearings. So just after the Jantar Mantar protest, this happened. Secondly, last 2 days, I have also filed a petition regarding the surveillance that happened in the Jantar Mantar, and we have requested through our council to delete all the data like facial recognition technology and all. So on that also, the court has been pressurizing our legal team to take back the cases.
Yes.
So that is also a timing that has happened, that when all these things are going on, old cases are being
So
weaponized.
police is trying to
target
threatening
us
you.
or to put us.
Aisha, police is trying to threatening you to withdraw that case from High Court. Trying to threatening you.
The police has openly not yet told, but the council in the legal, in the court has tried to tell that this case be taken back.
Okay, do you consider this is an act of vendetta or political vendetta?
Of course, the vendetta has already started. It's not that only I am facing it. We are seeing in every state, in Bihar, Bengal, Assam. Even I'm hearing that in Kerala, so many people have been receiving notices. In Maharashtra, so many states, people are complaining to us that they have been receiving notices for participating in the NEET paper leak protest. So this is the breach of trust that we are seeing, that the union government had assured us after the protest happened in Jantar Mantar that they will be complying by and not targeting any protesters in the NEET paper leak issue. But they have been doing this. So this is a vendetta, and once the situation calms down, they might target us in the coming months also using our old cases.
Aishi, let me ask you one thing. Have you heard what JP Nadda told on the floor of the House regarding the police search in the AKG Bhavan? JP Nadda normalized or justified this act, saying like this: it's a normal situation and there is nothing to worry about it. It's a normal law and order activity from the state police, and there is nothing particular. And he himself was arrested during emergency period. He was picked from the classrooms when the emergency was in operation. So there is nothing new in this. So this CPM is trying to sensationalizing the issue. There is nothing new in this. How do you respond to that?
See, first of all, we don't have the legacy of the RSS that we have to write maafinama, apology letters to the police and run away from them. So JP Nadda should be concerned about that, because we are not concerned about our arrest. What concerns us how illegally they have barged into a political party office. What concerns us that police were not in police uniforms. What concerns us about is that how the police came in private vehicles. So if JP Nadda is saying that he was picked up from the classroom during emergency, is he trying to say that we are now living in an emergency where we can be arrested from the party headquarters? Inside party headquarters, police can barge in plain clothes and arrest us whenever they want, not following any law and order. If that is the thing, then the BJP should accept that it's a declared emergency now. We have been saying for the last 12 years that it's an undeclared emergency inside this country. If this is now what he is saying, that this is normal, then we have to say it's a declared emergency inside this country.
Okay, what's your plan now? The Prime Minister is absent in the Lok Sabha, Home Minister was absent in Lok Sabha. They couldn't answer some questions raised by the opposition leaders. Will you continue this protest in Jantar Mantar with the CJP? And I think CJP is planning for a second phase or a second episode.
See, the BJP, the RSS is not about serious about education. We have already known this in the last 12 years. Nothing new that they are showing us. The Prime Minister's absence from important debates actually shows that they are not serious. What is their priority is to make Instagram reels, to counter the propaganda, to counter the agenda. This is what they have come down to. This is what they want to show to the Gen Z, that they actually don't want reform. They just want to counter Gen Z reels by making new reels. This is what not our generation or any generation wants. We want actual reform. We want actual reform in the education system. So if this is not happening, we will be on the streets, we have been on the streets, and we will continue our protest. We will go for larger movements if this government is not acting on the promises that said. The point is, they are just talking about punishments in the new anti-paper league bill.
That means
we
such
want paper
that
leaks
means
to
such
stop
frequent
inside this
police
country
raids,
so that it does not destroy the future
issuing
of these
notices,
students.
facial recognition systems, and registering new FIR. It will not deter from you again coming to streets again.
No, this is not going to deter us because this generation has seen. You see the kind of videos the young population is making after the new education minister has come. That if the BJP had an alternative, they could have given a better alternative. The new education minister is a person who has only done bachelor's, and they have put him as the education minister, has given so problematic statement. So this is what the BJP does not want to accept accountability. They are not at all apologetic. The kind of welcome they gave to Dharmendra Pradhan after his resignation actually shows the true nature of the BJP. Also the RSS, what kind of statement that the RSS ideologue of Kerala has made, that women who have gone to Jantar Mantar are liking to get raped. If he would have been there in Jantar Mantar, he would have shot the protesters.
Actually, I want to ask you,
this is their mentality. We are
still
not
that
at all
RSS
surprised.
ideologue, even
This
though RSS
mentality of the
rejected the
RSS
claim,
is not going to deter us.
TG
We will
Mohan Das,
continue our protest.
whom you are referring, he is not arrested so far, though a case is registered against him.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the reality in our country, that such RSS people can openly put such remarks and there won't be any action taken on them. But the police will have an urgency to take action on a 5-year-old case and to come hurriedly into a political party office, barge into an office to arrest me, who is not even absconding, who has been available at the heart of the city in Jantar Mantar last 2 months in front of the police protesting. If they had to pick me up, they could have picked me up from Jantar Mantar. If they had an urgency that I have done something wrong, they should have picked me up from Jantar Mantar. Why did the police not contact me before? Why did the police not come to my university to serve a notice? Why did the police not serve a notice at my home? Okay. They have not given any notice. And they want to enter CPIM party office to show their muscle flexing. Such
let me ask you
of the RSS is not going to work. They have been rejected this time.
Okay.
Across the country, they will be rejected in the coming days also.
Okay, let me ask you one more question. I think you may be aware that the farmers are protesting in Madhya Pradesh. Around 2,000 farmers were marching towards the CM's residence, and in Bhopal and New Jersey, people were supporting the farmers' protest in Bhopal. Do you have any plan to join with them in the coming days?
Already the farmers' organizations and all are joining them in solidarity. We as student community, of course, are in solidarity with the farmers, the workers. Everywhere there has been a struggle. Yesterday and today in Delhi also, the Samyukt Kisan Morcha had convention. SFI comrades were there to extend solidarity. So we will be there with our farmers, with our workers, whoever has been struggling and fighting against this government's anti-people policies.
Okay, thank you, Aishi Ghosh, for joining us. And we also express our solidarity with you in this struggle against dictatorial force application against the students and applying facial recognition system against Digital Data Protection Act, which is yet to come to being. Thank you, Aishi Ghosh, for joining us. Good night.